Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for coming today. It's good to see your faces and hear you if I don't see you. I'm Eva Germain Shimotakahara. I'm the president of the Coos Bay North Bend Rotary Club. We have 115 members. We were established, chartered in 1922. Bill and I are co-hosting, past District Governor Bill Grile and I are co-hosting this. And I would like to thank Bill for doing that with me. We'd like to welcome our visiting Rotarians and our guests. Bill will introduce the guests that are going to speak later, but let's hear from the visiting Rotarians. We have Gwen.
Well, let me have the honor of introducing Assistant Governor Gwen DiBernardi from Central Oregon. Gwen, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
I think Dave Bassett is also with us.
Thank you.
From Port Orford. And I'll introduce our program.
Is Charlie Poacher here? No, okay.
I don't see Charlie.
No. Okay, I was gonna have him introduce himself too. Okay, so now we're going to ask you to mute yourselves when the speaker is talking until after the speaker is finished talking, and then you can ask that person questions. And also this is being taped and will go on YouTube. So if everybody's okay with that, you're still on, great. Okay, so go ahead, Bill.
To introduce the program and proceed?
Sure.
Okay, well, first of all, let me before I introduce the two gentlemen that are going to share a little bit about our business program that District 5110 launched officially about 3 years ago, but more recently, just a few months ago. I think we're all aware that when Paul Harris and the other three fellows started Rotary International, their whole idea was to build business relationships. And that's really what our business-to-business program is all about. So about 3 years ago, or possibly 4 years ago, now past District Governor Dave Reese said, you know, we really need to start having some kind of a way to network the businesses in our district together. And so he came up with the notion that what we should do is have an online directory. And it seems to me that several years ago there was an attempt at something. This was maybe 10 or 15 years ago. But whatever came of that is, I honestly don't remember. So about 4 years ago now, Dave Reese, past District Governor Dave Reese, Sadie Ward, who was the public image chair at the time, from Florence, and past District Governor John Bushnell and I attempted to start a business-to-business program. And we weren't really clear on how we wanted to do it, what the platform would be, and so on and so forth. But we were committed to the notion that doing business with Rotarians is a good thing and that it was something worthy of being pursued. Fast forward to about a year ago, after the original program kind of was spinning its wheels, I recalled that it was Emily Francona, who was the charter president of the eClub, had wanted to do somebody else's, we're getting a waiting room here, Eva, and I hear somebody else talking in the background. Anyway, it was Eva Francona's idea to have the eClub do a business-to-business program. And at the time, past District Governor, he was then Governor, Jim Lazier, wanted to do the same thing, but have the district do it. And so that was kind of the genesis of the district getting into it. But the district really didn't, it just didn't get traction. So about a year ago, I came up with the suggestion that we might want to have the eClub take over the program. And if everybody can just mute themselves, that would kind of help with some feedback we're getting here.
I've been muting them as much as I can, Bill, too, here.
Very good. So what happened was the eClub decided to take it on in sort of a revenue sharing program, because this has never been motivated by generating large amounts of money. It was motivated by connecting Rotarian businesses to Rotarians. But there is some revenue potential that exists with the program. So along comes Dan Smith. Let me introduce Dan. And Dan, if you can kind of wave your hand so people can see you. Dan is an amazing guy. He's the president nominee of the eClub. He's a relatively new Rotarian. He has a really interesting background. He was a tour guide in 11 countries and 3 continents. And so he's obviously not afraid to venture into uncharted territory. He's a techno dude, an incredibly creative guy, and a dedicated Rotarian. He is the individual that has built the framework that he's going to show you here in a few minutes. I also want to reintroduce to the club Teal Hamner. Teal, you're on the bottom of my screen on screen 1. Teal's waving at us. We all know Teal's mother, Elise, who is a distinguished member of our club. Teal, you may recall, was the 4-way test speech contest winner at the district conference. He is a Southern Oregon University Rotaractor, and he's been working with Dan and another former Rotaractor, Rotarian in the club named Obed, who is in Pakistan. And Dan will turn it over to Teal at some point for some comments, but tell you what the role is of these 2 guys. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Dan, and you can share your screen anytime you're ready and show us how cool this program is and what its potential has for us.
Sounds great. Let me, am I sharing my screen?
You are.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Basically, what we're doing is, let me see, is this, minimize this guy. All right, so we're going to talk about the business-to-business directory, and Teal and Obed have been working with us for, gosh, several weeks now to get people, businesses upgraded and listed in the directory. So basically, here's our little logo, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the thing. The objective is Rotarians doing business with Rotarians. That's how it all got started. Why would you want to have a listing in the directory? Well, the answer is more business, supporting your local clubs and a district, fulfilling the vocational service requirement, which is actually a little larger part of what we put together here, building an authority website. And it sounds a bit technical, but we'll dive back into that, and get a link back to your website. So basically, what we're trying to do is build a authority website with great power and give links back to your website, and also to get you more business. So what do people want when they search for a business? The hardest thing to find out there is trust. And people are looking to work with companies that they can trust. Well, we're the people of the 4-way test. We are people that can be trusted. So that's an important thing to get out there. We're going to talk a little bit about search engine optimization and how it works. Basically, you put in your add your listing, and the more listings we get, the more links we get. It builds the authority of the directory, which gives us a higher placement in Google and gets more traffic to your websites and to your business, and hopefully will get you some more leads and more business. So that's the basic premise of the search engine optimization. So your business gets a link back from authority website. So not only do you get business from other Rotarians, but you also get this authority link. Well, what is an authority website? The internet is a numbers game. Basically, it's links, likes, clicks, and views. That's what everybody goes for, Facebook and Google and everybody. So the more you have, the higher you rank. So instead of giving our clicks away to the companies like Yelp and other directories, we can keep them for ourselves and use that to build an authority website. So what does that mean? Basically, this to me is totally amazing. look at the map. That is Rotary in Eugene, for example. And our combined power gives us a lot of influence, and we are all over town. This is Bend. These are the listings in Bend. This is what we have in Medford, pretty dense. There's Newport. Even little old Coquille is a pretty active Rotary place for business. And of course, Roseburg. So what we want to do is have at the very top of the search engine results, this come up whenever anybody searches for your business. The district, who we are, we're service above selves, and what we're committed to. So this for us is not only a way for us to talk to each other, to find and work with each other, but it's also a way to build membership, to get the word out there that we are a club that you do want to join. So the directory is exclusively for 5110 members. It's available worldwide. Anybody with an internet connection can find your business. It's designed to generate new business for you, to build our brand and membership, because Rotary is a brand and we want to help build that. And so together we can build the directory, get more leads, and get you more business. So this is the URL, 5110b2b.org. Any questions?
Yeah. And that may either be by telephone, by video conference, or in person. Yeah.
So, Dan,
Yes.
so
Who is it?
Dan, so are you, how are you promoting this, or how is Rotary promoting this so that people can find it? And are we starting to roll this out on a bigger scale?
Yeah, actually, what we've got right now, we have 522 businesses listed in the directory. And part of the marketing right now is getting more businesses in. The more businesses we have there, the greater the power of the directory itself. So I can show it to you. Actually, that's what Teal is working on. Teal and Obad have been working on getting businesses upgraded and building the back end, the search engine optimization for it. So this is what the directory actually looks like. And you can come in here. I'm going to minimize this again. Did I answer your question, Don, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, yes. That was kind of like, a little bit about how the businesses are getting it, but also how people find those businesses as they come into the area, as you said, to kind of get other businesses to find your businesses. So people that aren't maybe in Rotary, are we trying to reach out to them as well?
Absolutely, yes. Well, the biggest thing would be when somebody searches and the directory comes to the top of those search results. For example, if they're searching for an attorney in Bend, we want this directory to be at the top of that list. So that talks to them right there. In terms of advertising, we don't have a budget to actually go out and buy ads, Google ads or anything like that. So we're pretty much relying on building what's called organic traffic to the webs, to the directory, and to the websites that are part of the directory.
So Dan, how many businesses are listed, and how did those businesses get selected for the initial group in the listing?
We have 522 businesses that are listed in the directory. What we did was we went to DACDB and we sorted through there's about 2,400 businesses in our district. And we sorted through those based upon who had information that we could actually use. For example, if a business did not have an address listed as their business address, then we couldn't get a bubble on the map. We couldn't put them in there that way. So we took those and we entered them into the directory. Since then, we've been working with Teal and Obad to to actually go in and take some of these listings and upgrade them. So what we're doing is we're moving them from a free listing into a bronze listing. And then on the back end, they go in and they do the search engine optimization for that particular page.
So let's hold on for a second.
Okay, sure.
What's a free listing and what's all this about an upgrade? I'm giving you some
Okay.
loaded questions here.
Yeah, I get kind of ahead of myself here. So basically we have these different listing levels. So the free listing, anybody who is a business within the district that's Rotarian can have a free listing. Then we have the bronze level, which gives you more images, more locations. We have silver, which is $25, and the gold, which is the ultimate level. So that gives you more locations, more categories, 15 images. So those are the listing levels.
So I wonder if you could kind of lead us into what are Teal and OBAD doing
Great.
to grow the program?
What they're doing is we're contacting anybody that we have that's already in the directory, and anybody that wants to be in the directory. For example, if anybody has a business on this particular call, contact us. What we do is we get you signed up at a free level. Then OBAD and Teal will upgrade you to the bronze level. They go into the back end and they also not only add your information for you, but they also will optimize that page for your business.
So maybe this would be a good time for Teal to talk a little bit about what he's doing and what kind of results he's accomplished. Could you do that, Teal?
Yeah, so my job is essentially we send out a big group of emails to all the Rotarians who have their businesses listed in DACDB, and then we get Rotarians responding back asking us to upgrade their listing. So our job, as Dan talked about, is to go and take information from your website, pictures, and create a description about the business. And that's going to be on the front end. So when somebody looks up a CPA in Coos Bay, Oregon, it's going to come up and you're going to see the pictures as well as a description about what your business is. And then we create what are called tags. And those are the small boxes that you see, banks, credit unions, business services. And that more has to do with the back end on the SEO part. When someone types in business services in Greater Corvallis, or in Corvallis, Oregon, they would go in and hopefully that website would pop up to the top. And that's what we're doing on the SEO side. And we also create keywords. So when someone would look up CPA, we would put in that on the back end. So when somebody types in CPA, your website would pop up higher in the Google searches. So you would have a higher chance of getting more clients.
The district has provided some funding to help get this program elevated and more off the ground than its initial launch. And so Teal is generating some personal income off this, not a great amount, but a little bit. But this whole thing about search engine optimization is something that while Teal is doing this, there's also a training program that Dan is going to be launching to help these businesses increase their own internet presence. Isn't that correct, Dan? And
yes, we're working with two really super expert search engine optimization people, Michael Cottam, who is in Bend, and Deanna Rivera, who is in Eugene. And they both have been in this business for 20 years apiece. So they're putting together a really good program to help you not only do your own search engine optimization, but to decide what is the best marketing for you. For some people, it's going to be more local focused. Getting out there is going to be the best thing for you to do, as opposed to spending your time dealing with keywords. So they're taking the whole spectrum of internet marketing and giving you a personalized map to find what's good for you and for your business.
so just for grins and giggles, let's do a search and let's see how this works. So Dan, could you on your screen, let's do a search for, I know, how about Benetti's Italian food?
How do you spell it? B?
E-N-E-T-T-I.
There we go. Benetti's Italian Restaurant.
Okay, so let's see what happens when we go there.
So this is a listing, and the listing has the key information, your address, a description, contact information, images. You can have anywhere from, on the bronze, you can have 3 listings. Then if somebody likes it, they can share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. They can send an email to their friends saying, hey, Benetti's is a great place to go. They can also bookmark it. They can print it out. They can do a PDF listing, add it to their favorites, and save it as a listing and download it as a PDF. So then it has
all free.
And it's all free.
What Benetti's has done there, it has a free listing. How about, let's do a search for, I know, how about KDCQ or KDOC Radio?
Okay.
Stephanie Kilmer. KCDQ. There it
KDOC
is.
Radio. So these are the tags that Teal was talking about, marketing and media. And this is KDOC. It shows you some information about where they are. Teal, do you remember what the SEO number was on this guy?
I don't remember what the rating was.
Yeah.
But the whole
Basically,
idea, right, is to increase the search engine optimization rating to give the respective business greater presence on Google search engines.
Yeah, so we have a rate and it goes up to 100, and your goal is to get that score as high to 100, which pushes websites up higher on the Google searches.
Teal, rumor has it that you took one business from was it the low 20s up to about 75? How'd you do that?
Using keywords and in the titles. So in the description, you're going to have a title up there like KDOC Radio Classic Hits. The one I got to 75 was bank. And you just manipulate using keywords, and you can look up common keywords that people look up when they're looking for a financial institution. And we put those in on the back end. So when somebody looks that up, that business is going to pop up higher.
So what we've looked at here are 2 free listings. Dan, let's do a search and let's look up Jan Delamont, Remax South Coast.
okay.
I don't know if Jan is with us on this.
Do you want to look for a real estate agent in South
Let's
Coast?
look up. Let's look up Jan Delamont. I'm looking for somebody that's upgraded, and let's look at the difference of what they've gotten.
Bill,
Yeah.
Bill Grile, Ariane Lyons now owns that.
Well, but let's look up Jan Delamont because that's where the listing was under. And thanks, Steve, I know that. But what additional features did Remax get by upgrading to the gold level for $45 for a whole year?
Well, in this case, they have all of those extra tags you see across the top. And she's not fully taking advantage of it because she can have videos, more images, more locations if she had more than just one location. Let me show you one where.
So Dan, do those additional tags increase the SEO score?
They increase the search on the website. For example, if somebody was looking for real estate, they can just look for real estate and you'll come up in under 1. But if you're looking for residential or commercial, or if they're being specific in their search, the tags give you a lot more visibility. Here's this one. This is Star Realty or Star Automotive. He actually added videos, so you can add a video in. and you can add your features. In this case, he takes reservations and has free Wi-Fi, and he added his hours. So you can add your all kinds of information that would be useful for somebody. Plus, when they go back to the map, if somebody's looking to find their way to you, I'm gonna, they can actually get directions from where they are to where you're at.
So Star Automotive, about 2 weeks ago, I recall, was one of the District 5110 Businesses of the Week. Each week in e-news, and I'd be curious how many of you have seen it, but each week in e-news, a Business of the Week is featured. Rumor has it that our next e-news will feature a business from the Coos Bay North Bend Club. But the whole idea is to increase the knowledge about the businesses that are conducting business inside our Rotary district. Oh, Gwen Bernardi, you had a question?
I did, thank you. So I'm highly interested in doing this. Of course, my business has slowed down drastically with all this. I actually went in and tried to do it myself, and I struggled and bailed on it because I couldn't figure out where to go. And I was wondering if it's a two-part question. One is, can there be like a step-by-step click and here's what you do thing, or are we supposed to just call Dan or Teal, or who do we contact to get started?
Let me take a shot at that. You could certainly get a hold of Dan, but I wonder, Dan, if we can't add Gwen's business right now during this live meeting and show everybody how it works. If you're the way the original 500 businesses got selected was by looking at the district and club database, DACDB data records. And if it was not evident from those records that a Rotarian had a business, then it didn't get listed. So if you can see where Dan's mouse is right now, hovering under add listing, let's try that.
Sure. The question to Gwen was it Gwen?
Gwen,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Well, how far did you get?
I didn't know if I was supposed. So to go back to the beginning, Cindy O'Neill was trying to get me hooked up on it, and I didn't know if I needed to be logged into the district website or if I went strictly to 5110b2b.org, and if you had to log in, and if you had to log in, do you use your DACDB password?
I know.
I just struggled all over the place, and I figured I have your name written down to call actually, but I struggled.
Did you come to the website here?
The b2b.org, 5110b2b.org. I did. Right. I saw all this, like the free up through gold. I saw all of that, but then this is where I struggled. It wanted my username and password. Does it want my my district?
Yeah, I apologize for that. That is a problem. This is totally separate from the DACDB, for example. So what you have to do is you have to register here, and someday, somehow, we really do need to get the two talking to each other, because that has been an issue for a lot of people. Because it's a district thing. Let's put in my username and password. Let's go ahead and go. Are you at your computer now?
Yes.
Okay. What username do you want to use?
So you basically just put it in there right there. Just put Gwen Debo, capital G, W-E-N, and then D-E-B-O.
Okay. Great. And your email?
Gwen
G-W.
At benbroadband.com. D.
Gwen, D as in David, at, sorry.
Bend. broadband.com. Sorry, I have COVID allergies.
Oh, no problem. So is that right?
That is correct.
Great. So I'm going to do is not a robot.
Okay.
And we're going to send you an email.
Okay.
And the email will then, what is you have to register before you can start. So just got an email.
Okay, can you, hang on, how do I get out of this to get to my,
And while she's looking for that, let me just say Gwen's business is one that would definitely be of interest to other club presidents for sure. Because well, Gwen, can you multitask and tell us what your business is?
yes, I did get that email. So I sell promotional products. I own a company called Promotional Products Northwest, where I sell anything from hats and shirts to cups and mugs and frisbees and yo-yos and pens and all that stuff. But where I think this would be particularly helpful to me and fellow Rotarians is that I am doing a lot of business with clubs doing their logoed hats and shirts, and you know, I do all of the apparel for the entire district for youth exchange. So I think it could be useful not only to me, but to some Rotarians that don't know where to go to get their logo product, or also to get their logo in the correct approved new Rotary format.
Great. Do you mind switching and looking at having your screen be the screen on the list?
What's that?
Do you mind if we switch and put you on the screen?
Sure. So I just got this password reset thing. It says, would you like Firefox to save this password? I'll just hit save, and then
Lily, the day before Thursday. You want me to do a senior, and then we can just get urine when she's here, because she's 9.
Well,
how do I switch it back over to Gwen?
That without talking to the owner.
I think you stop sharing your screen.
And that is somewhere at the bottom here.
Yeah, under share screen.
It's going to be
right. Okay. I gave her a ballpark, just depending on extractions of, you know, about $1,400. It may be.
I don't see that anywhere.
Okay, somebody's talking in the background. If they can just please mute themselves. Okay, there we go. From Bend. You can mute the noisy.
So
Oh, yeah.
Dan, I'm trying to reset my password on this WordPress thing right now. And I typed in, oh, maybe it wants my email address.
Well, you went, can we switch screens? I don't know how to get out of my screen here.
Let's see.
Won't let me do it.
Okay, one participant can share at a time. So I think you have to stop sharing your screen, Dan, and then Gwen can share hers.
Oh, at the top here. Okay.
Okay, so now stop participant sharing there. Now, okay. I think Eva, or not Eva, I think Gwen, you need to click on the green box at the bottom that says share screen.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so I clicked it. Oh, I hit share. Do I share my desktop?
I think you share whatever what Dan was wanting you to look at, which is I think the B2B sign up. So it would be under the B2B 5110b2b.org. Dan, is that where we're looking?
Let's go back a little bit.
There it is, right there.
Okay, so are you guys seeing my screen that has that little
yes.
W?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is where I got, and I'm trying to figure out. I put in Gwen Debo there.
Go back to your email if you don't mind.
Okay, I can do that. Yes, are you seeing that?
And click on that.
Okay.
Reset link appears to be invalid. Please request a new link below. So I guess get new password. For some reason, it's not valid.
So what this is illustrating is one of the things we're working on is trying to make the whole enrollment process easier for those that have businesses that didn't self-identify through DAC.
So Dan, I clicked get new
You have to-
password and it didn't do anything. So I
You have
think I
to enter your email or your username. There it is, Gwen. Click on below.
I'll be back at 1:30, Dr. Carl.
Get new
Yeah,
password.
take too long.
Do you back earlier?
And now go back to your email.
Well, as soon as I'm done with this, I want to go.
How long are you gonna be?
Do you have a new one?
yeah.
23 minutes. Supposed to get over at 1 o'clock. All right? I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's not dilly-dally around here.
Who's yelling at their wife?
I'm talking about lunch.
Okay, here we go.
Holy ghost.
Now try that guy. There you have. Now what you want to do is copy that password, that whole thing there. That's your new password. And then click on reset password. You don't cancel that. Don't update it. Then click on login. Now enter that password we just copied. Paste it in there and click login.
Okay.
There you are. That's your dashboard.
Okay.
So now
So
you
how
want
to change my password so that I'll remember it. You probably go in. Where do you do that?
my profile,
Okay.
and then you can scroll
Okay.
down and change the password.
Okay.
And then put in something that you like, other than that monster that they have there.
It's very weak, but that's okay for now.
Okay. It won't let you save a
It won't
weak
let me.
password. Yeah. There you go.
Better write that down.
Yeah, that you can always get it do a password reset whenever you want.
Yeah, I don't want all you guys knowing my password and going in and screwing me up.
There you go.
Okay, so my other question is that I guess what I think I know is that I would go in here and do as much as I can on my own, and then am I supposed to be contacting you, Dan, or Teal to do your back end stuff at some point, or how does that work?
Yeah, what you do is go back to the screen. I don't know what happened here.
I took it off.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because you want to, yes, go in and put in your information, and you can just start it now. And then what you do is when you're done with that, you click save. We need to go back to our screen if you could.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Hang on one sec.
Okay.
So I think the key thing too, though, is if folks have businesses and they're not automatically listed in the directory and they want some help with this, they just need to get a hold of Dan and
Yeah.
he'll walk you through it personally.
That is, you're in your profile. Click on submit new listing. That one. So now you're in. Now click the free. Click on submit.
Can I just click the gold because that's what I'm going to do, or not?
If you want to, yeah, that's fine.
I'm going big.
Pardon?
Going big for a whopping $45 for a whole year.
That's right.
Yeah. So now you can look. You need to put your title in there.
My company name?
Yeah, your company name.
Okay.
And then you can do your description. You can skip all this for
later,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Teal can come in when you're done, you're ready. You can go ahead, go through this and pay for it.
Okay, so what's this listing claim? By checking this option, you are allowed registered users to claim this listing. What's that mean?
Well, if for example, if you want Teal to work on it, you would allow him to claim it. Then he can come in and claim it.
Yeah, I want him.
Okay. Then and then he can select your.
He looks like he knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He knows better than I do, actually.
So based on what I told you guys, would I be marketing? Would I be shopping? What would I be?
I think you're going to be under marketing. Slide down, you'll see marketing. Expand that one.
Hit the plus.
Yeah, hit the plus.
Okay.
And then you've got different options in there. And I can add, if you'd like, I can add a click any box that you want.
Yeah.
And we can add categories if there's
Yeah.
one that's.
Could you add like promotional products /
Sure.
apparel or something like that, logo wear or something like that?
Will do. Consider it done.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I think what I'll do, Dan, is I'll keep this up and I'll get as far as I can. And maybe what would be helpful to the team, Bill, is if you could email out Dan and Teal's contact information. I know I could probably find it on DACDB, but all it says on Dan's Zoom call is Dan. There's probably a lot of Dans.
The mystery man.
Dan, the mystery man.
Yeah, we can sure do that. So with the time that's remaining, I'm kind of wondering if we got some other questions or if there are some comments, some feedback. You know, what can we do to make this more successful? What can we do to make it stronger? We know the sign-up process is a little confusing, but there's a lot of businesses that are already listed in DACDB that folks have not yet taken the opportunity to take advantage of.
What I did was I shared it with our club last Friday and told them that, you know, the whole Paul Harris and we do want to do business, you know, together. Why wouldn't Rotarians want to support other Rotarians, especially right now? And
Right.
what I wanted to do is I wanted to get on and be successful at setting it up first so that I could help. I saw Rob Fincham, our club president from Mount Bachelor Rotary, is on the call. I think he's probably still on there. But we wanted to be successful in setting it up before we tried to start helping others.
Right, right.
So,
Well, thanks, Gwen.
yeah.
So Dan, this is Joe Benetti. I just signed up, and so we'll have a few from Coos Bay, but wouldn't it be beneficial, the more we have from Coos Bay, the more attractive it would be for our area, even though we have others throughout the state?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the
So-
more you have in a given location, the darker the spots, the more value we can bring to you as a authority website.
Yeah, so I would really advocate all the locals here, you know, in our Rotary Club to sign up. It is free. If we want to expand, like Gwen did, to the gold, which is something that, you know, I'll probably do later on when I start marketing some of my products and want to get them statewide throughout all the Rotarians and try to sell this product. But, you know, the more we get, the better off it's going to be. I think it's a pretty smart idea, especially as Gwen mentioned. Now, you know, during these tough times, we need to try to promote and help all the businesses we can, especially Rotary businesses. So.
And when you I was just looking at when you guys start the process, I get an email that says that somebody signed up and they went in and we sent them an email about changing your password. That's usually where people get stuck. So what I can do is I can jump in, and I usually try to do it, and say, hey, I see you started. What can I do to help? And I got to change the format of my email because people don't answer me. So I will. I'm here. Teal's here. We have another larger team that's available now, where we can step in and help you do a screen share. We can walk through the whole process. So we want to make it easy.
Maybe just a suggestion for Coos Bay or other places. Someone who's done this process could set up a time with Zoom, and those businesses that are interested could go through the process at the same time with somebody on Zoom who could be there to answer questions, and you could try to roll out a bunch of them all at one time.
That's a great suggestion. Very good suggestion. You know, what would make this so much easier was that if this was linked to DACDB, so that we didn't have to have multiple passwords and login credentials. And what Dan and I have talked about just a little bit is that this is the kind of thing that I could see becoming a DAC-DB module at some point. But we're not at the tipping point yet where this can happen. Our district has looked at other districts that have fledgling B2B programs, but there's nothing that even approaches remotely the robust platform here that Dan has built just by cobbling different things together that are all in the public domain. And maybe this would be a good time too, Dan, to give a plug to the eClub, because if it wasn't for the eClub, we wouldn't have reached this level of success with the program. And the potential is really pretty unlimited. You haven't said too much yet about podcasting, Dan, but how does that fit in with all this?
There's two additional things we're working on. One of them is the search engine optimization, which Teal and OBAT are doing, as well as the search engine, the Internet Marketing Workshop. Plus, we're putting together a podcasting module, if you will, a podcasting channel. Podcasting is an incredibly powerful search engine tool. If nobody even listens to it, it's extremely powerful, because once you create a podcast, you publish it to 24 different channels. We're talking Google, iTunes, Stitcher, just all of those channels out there that have podcasts. So it gets blasted out. Those are links back to the directory. So we're working on two different levels of podcasts. One is working on a training program to show you how to do your own podcasting. And the hope is that we have so many great COVID things that are going on out there, so many extraordinary projects, that it would be really wonderful to have those together so people can learn about them, to give some voice and give some action to it. Plus, we're looking to find 20 businesses who would like to have us come and do a podcast for them and build the channel on the B2B.
I'll do it.
Okay, excellent. You're in, yeah.
Hey, Dan, I had a question. Couldn't you, since it seems to be the biggest stumbling block for everybody to do their username and passwords, and that's what tripped me up in the very beginning, couldn't you just put a little message right there that says, I don't know, use your own words, but don't use your DAC-DB password, create one in here now, or something like that. Just spell it out so there's no guesswork. Like, you have to create a new password now, first time user.
Definitely. I will put something on there, and also a link. I have a PDF that I put together, which was, this is the steps you go through. And I'll put that on there too. So yeah. I'll put a big graphic, a little, giant bubble of some kind, and it'll say, click here.
Okay. Yeah, let's kind of dumb it down a little bit, second grade level for some of us that are not very technical.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
Bill, if I may, this is Emily Francona from the eClub.
Oh, hi, Emily.
I just went through some old historical communications on this, and you're probably the only one that remembers that we tried to get this going back in 2013 when I was charter president.
2013.
Yes, this is how long this effort has been trying to get off the ground. So thank you guys for finally making this happen. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Emily. Kudos to you for, getting her going. Are there other questions or comments? Well, if not, I would encourage everybody to take a look at www.5110b2b.org and check it out. And then if you've got questions, let me know, let Dan know. We'd love to see you get going. And Emily, who's this terrorist in the background there that just walked past you?
He's lurking.
That would be Lieutenant Colonel Rick Francona.
Just lurking, yes. Has already upgraded to gold level, so there we go.
One of the businesses of the week, by the way. I think our second business of the week through eNews. So that's it, Eva. I just want to
let me see here.
thank Dan and Teal.
Go ahead.
Oh, is there another question?
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Thank them. Yes, thank you very, very much for this. But I see we have Rob Fincham from Bend Mount Bachelor. And would you like to say a few words, Rob? There.
Oh, just a couple of Zoom protocol topics. I'm glad to see that you were using the host and co-host functions. Both the host and co-host can mute selectively. People staying muted is one of the best things that we can have in these meetings. You can't control the noise around you. As a recording engineer and musician, sound is really important to me, and I really try to make it good for my club and for my board. One little trick that we figured out is that if you're muted and you do want to say something, all you have to do is press your space bar to temporarily unmute you, and then when you're done, your hand comes off the space bar and you're back at mute. But great job. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm actually planning on participating twice, one for my financial services practice and one for my entertainer, musician, wedding officiant business. So, and I'm going gold all the way with both of them.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. He and I have been chatting privately all through this, and I've been trying to find out who was making all the noise, and I finally found it. So it was quite interesting to go through everybody trying to mute people. And it's really, he was giving me lots of tips as we went through it. I have a question for you, Dan, regarding medical. I looked through it earlier this morning through the business directory and found one in, I think it was Roseburg. I think it was an ophthalmologist, a Rotarian. Are there not many medical centers in that business directory yet?
Not too many. Again, we were pretty much restricted on our first going in as to what information you all had put in your public business area. A lot of people had their business address listed as their personal address, which we couldn't violate that. But so far, not enough. I think that there's, was it Ansta or something like that?
I forget. I think it was an ophthalm. I looked at it early this morning. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, we certainly could use a lot more of that.
Another thing, vacation rentals. I know Mike Gaudette has a vacation rental. And are there vacation rentals in it?
We have one I know of in Springfield, Mimi Tenold. She has a house there she rents, but that's the only one I know of.
Okay.
So
far. Oh, there's a great opportunity.
And then Mike, you're on here, Mike, if you want to talk.
Yep. I did ask that. I did want to ask that same question about vacation rentals, and I'm glad you asked that, Eva.
Okay. Anybody else with questions? Just unmute yourself and start talking. No other questions? Well, thank you, Dan, and thank you, Teal. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, all the visitors, Emily Francona, and who else? Bassett was here too, and then from Mount Bachelor. Now, anybody in the club have anything to say about the club that they'd like to get across right now in our club? Yeah, Dave Tilton does. Okay, Dave. Just hit your space bar. Okay. We don't hear you.
Well, when you're muted, you have to hold the space bar down. You have to keep holding it down in order to connect.
I'm just curious as to whether our exchange student made it back to Spain all safe, sound, and secure.
Yes, that was a very interesting experience. I drove to Seattle, and with him, it took us 7 hours, and we stayed in the Shiloh Inn in Tacoma, thankfully from the club, which was also very interesting because there were very few people wearing masks. We were. And then we went to the airport early in the morning, and the airport was, this is Seattle Airport. I'd been there like maybe 45 times because my son lives up there, and it was basically empty. He was the only person in the security line going through, in this long line. I took pictures of it. It was pretty incredible. Most of the people in the airport were wearing masks. Yes, they were. But American Airlines seemed to be the only one open. So he got home. He got delayed in Dallas Fort Worth because the plane had air conditioning problems. but he had his masks. We had many masks and the sanitizer, not the one that was made from us, which was 80%, not the one that Steve Scheiderman was working on and Carrie. He had to say, and he got home safely. He sent a picture right away of him with his dad. And his dad, certainly, when you look closely at that picture, his dad looked so relieved. I got a message this morning that he was happy that when he lived with us, we let him sleep in until 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day, except for the days when my husband took him surfing, because it helped him adjust to Spain again. So he's home with his dad, and it's great. So yeah, he'll be back. He wants to come back. So.
Eva, Steve Schneiderman has a comment or a question.
Okay. Go ahead, Steve. Where is he? I don't see him.
So I just wanted to update the membership on the hand sanitizer project. The team is going to be having another Zoom conference later today, but distribution is going well, and we extended an invite to our other local Rotary clubs, Bandon, Coquille, Myrtle Point, and Reedsport Rotary, to distribute product to the first responders in their communities. Bandon, Police and Fire, Reedsport, Police, Fire. Reedsport's also taking care of Winchester Bay. And then Coquille, Myrtle Point, Powers, and Dora Sitcom. So with the assistance of Assistant Governor Chris Hainsworth, we were able to expand our reach.
Excellent, thank you. Anything going on, Joe Benetti, with the masks?
We're moving forward on it. The firemen are going to start distributing them out. As you know, the county has applied to get open. They submitted a letter on Friday, and they're hoping to be open May 15th. I talked to Alex Campbell, who's the regional director for this area, and he has stated that it's going to be mandatory that all employees in stores start wearing masks. They're not going to phase it in right off the bat at May 15th, but by May 21st, they're going to have to. So we want to make sure they get that information, and the masks are available for the employees as well as any customers that are coming in. So far, SWOBA, Kyle Stevens will be our speaker next week. We have distributed 36,000 masks so far through that program.
So
hey, I have a question for Joe, if I can, Eva.
Yes, yes.
You know, I'm seeing reports of some of the restaurants opening prematurely. Is it possible that the health department would pull their licenses?
Well, I would think, you know, that's not in my, you know, that's the county.
Yeah.
And I read an article that that's something that they've been approached and possibly a fine or whatever. But May 15th, hopefully we will be open, and then restaurants, salons, barbershops, and all retail will be open. And there's requirements on each phase that you have to follow. And those guidelines are going out. So I advocate everyone that's in those different businesses to look at those guidelines. And hopefully we'll get this county up and going. And more importantly is that we stay safe. My biggest fear out of all of this is that we would have an outbreak of some sort, which would set us back and we'd have to shut down again, because I think that would be devastating. So I'm hoping that is not the case and everyone keeps everyone safe, and we just are conscious of that.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions for the city mayor, city of Coos Bay mayor? Anybody have any other comments or questions? Nope. Okay. Thank you, Dan, again. Up. You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry about that. My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It was a great tutorial. We learned a lot. Thank you, Gwen, for doing that with him too. Okay. If that's it, we'll be done till next week when we'll hear from Kyle Stevens. Thank you, Bill, for helping with this. Thank you, everybody, for coming. You can watch it on YouTube. Bill will upload it. Okay, hope to see you all again. You're welcome back anytime, you others from other clubs. Okay, right. Thank you.